Fuck yes, that's right. Good evening, everyone, and a welcome again to the official coverage of Asrnz's 2023 GT4 Race of Champions, brought to you again by SJS, ABC Tech, GoBo Racing, and FHM. And as usual, I have the boys with me, Farmer and JB. How you doing, boys?
Yeah, good, Davo. Thanks, mate. Welcome to the viewers. Welcome, John Boy.
Yep, welcome back. It's awesome to be here.
It is awesome to be here. It is the final round, viewers. Thanks for joining us if you are live on YouTube tonight. Final round. We're here at Valencia, one of the new circuits that was added just recently. And we are in the Porsche Cup cars. So a little cranky little things, not a lot of traction control. So it's going to be awesome. Let's have a look at the points and just see where we stand before we roll into this final round, guys.
Yeah, round 7, final round. We've made it all the way through all these variety of cars and tracks, and here we are. Glenn Dewar at the top. He's pretty much stayed there since Suzuka when it all kicked off. 347 points. 17-point buffer to Mitchie Campbell, who's actually been keeping him fairly honest, to be on the whole way through. So
Yes.
It's still not all set and done. You know, there's a good points lead, but if it still goes wrong, Mitchie will be there to pick it up, as would Nick Mickindo back 19 points adrift from Mitchie Campbell. So that's your top 3, and they've basically stayed where they have since the championship started. So well done to those lads. Jeff Burson 4th. Kenny Simpson, he's had a standout season to be in 5. Lucas Saar also, he's only 3 points adrift from Kenny on 256. Dave Zero back in 7th. We missed him last round. So Steve Melling and Aaron Emright in 8th and 9th. Now the points pretty tight between those two. Only 2 points separate them, so that's going to be one to watch. And
for sure.
Remember last weekend, last time at Mazzano, breakthrough for Aaron Enright in the Mercedes. He got a second and was actually ended up with the first at the end. He had the round
Super
win,
quick.
so
Super
quick.
Very
good.
Yep.
Brad Robinson, he's still there. He's actually not far behind either. So between 10, 9, and 8, it's all to play for in the back end of that top 10. Vaughan Martin, 11th. Bob Laycock, 12th. Mark Mudgway, he's had a few missed rounds there. Mike King, Phil Turner, Sam Carson, Shane Fodado, Riley. He's been quick this practice. Frank Rawadi, Warren Powell, and there's a few more down the list that just aren't here. But anyway, it's the final round. It's a Porsche Cup car. These are going to be a bit more of a handful for these to drive. No traction control in these, so
without a doubt.
Without a doubt, John. And should we just remind the viewers that we've had the Ginetta at Suzuka, the Camaro at Watkins, we've had the BMW at the Nürburgring, we've had the Aston at Silverstone, the McLaren at Brands, the Merc at Mazzano, which all leads us here to the final round, the Porsche GT3 992 Cup car at Ricardo.
Yes, as the boys roll out in qualifying, but yes, Farmer, what a list of cars and tracks there. It's been an epic season with the right from the get-go in the Ginetta at Suzuka. Super clean round. We just thought we'd see a little bit more carnage, but the guys were super clean for the first round, and pretty spectacular race. But and it's like you said, multiple different car and track combos. Been awesome all the way through. Brings us now to Valencia, a new track. Not all the boys probably up to speed with this. Myself being one of them. Haven't really done any laps.
Yeah, I could probably be in your boat too there, Davo. Have you got any sort of stats for us there, John, on what we're dealing with here today, mate? You know, I love to know my right to left combinations here.
We do.
Absolutely. Well, typically the Ricardo Tuomo Valencia track here, 4 kilometres long. Mostly, we've seen a lot of the MotoGP bikes around here. The track, it doesn't look really that wide, but it is 12 metres wide, so it's got a good bit of width on the track, but very, very
Yep.
technical. Corners, Farmer. We've got 9 to the left and 5 to the right. So yeah, 4 kilometres long in length. It takes them about a minute 33, minute 34 to get around this track, but super technical, super tricky in these cars. Normally they've got a bit of traction control to play with, but they don't have it in these cars. But yeah, they're going to have about 38 litres starting in these cars. It's about 22 laps of race distance, which gives them about 88 kilometres in total.
88 Ks.
Or total race distance. So,
Okay. So
there
you're
you
going
go,
to have to get your pie and Levin rather than Shannon this round. By the sounds of that, John Boy, slightly shorter distance than what we're used to, but still the same time. How does it work out? I'm not sure.
well, the other one, it's still same amount of time. So they got a 35-minute race, and they're in the qualifying session now, and they got 7 minutes to just do an outlap and one flying lap to bank that time. Really easy to get track cuts here. A lot of the boys murmuring and whispering about their frustrations there. Doesn't look like they're going off the track much, but it's really pinging them. So I'd expect to see a few cuts here, and guys that are going to have some hard luck stories throughout the race as well with drive-throughs.
Might see the odd drive-through. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
we might, and I think this track is known on the MotoGP circuit for being one of the slower circuits in the calendar, so that probably plays into the fact that we're only going to race 88 Ks or thereabouts this round, slightly shorter distance than we're used to, so little tricky track. I think the boys were saying that it's like a little compact version, a hell of a lot on their plate, a lot, left to right and right to left, real tricky stuff, and really no time to rest around this track at all. So
as we just start to see first of the qualifiers come across, setting a provisional
Ford
position.
Martin up there, provisional pole, Davo, sorry mate, 35.8. Now we're looking to get into the 33s, I thought, early on in the week.
Yeah, some of the guys
33s.
were in there just dipping into the 33s.
Yep.
So, depending on the track conditions, temperatures and stuff like that, that'll be relevant to their time. But yep, looks like 135. There you go, Aaron Emright. He's got the quickest time so far.
Right to the top there. I see Bear Grylls there of what a 39.4 from the Paradise area of Taranaki, evidently. Not much pace there in that car today. Probably too busy looking at the mountains out his window. Interesting to see what the likes of Glenn Dewar, Mark Mudgway, Brad Robinson, Nick McIndoe, those guys still yet to fire. Mitch Campbell hasn't got across the line yet, so...
No. So these guys really holding back on their lap. I think Burst is probably maybe the next car to come across, or is it Riley Price? Actually, I'm not sure. Could be Brad Robinson as well.
We're not very onto it, are we, Dave?
No, it's a bit hard in quality.
Maybe car number 4, Mitchie Campbell is about to come across the line there.
I think Mitch Campbell's only just outlap, so...
Yes, you're right. As I say, we're not onto it.
So I saw he's warming his tyres and brakes earlier, so... I just noticed Brad Robinson has been off track, so I'm not sure what he's doing there.
Okay, so we're possibly looking at the 69 car of Jeff
Burst, yeah, I think that's where I'm going to come back to.
Yeah.
I think Dewar is actually now on his flying lap.
Yeah, he is. He's in this very technical section.
Yeah, right in behind Burst actually. So these two guys are going to come across together. Burst keeping it nice and tidy. Like we mentioned before, these cars no traction control on these. They're a cranky little thing. And it will sort the men from the boys, I tell ya. As we just see Burst.
Yes, well, we've had a lot of complaints actually during the week from the guys as we see Burst.
Nice time, Jeff.
35 flat from Jeffro Good
And,
job.
Dua,
4-3. There you go.
4-3.
Riley Price in there on P2. Good to see
Oh,
Riley
very
back on
nice,
track
very
this
nice.
week.
Okay, so we have Mudgeway, McIndoe, Mitch Campbell, these guys all running.
So
Who's
Mitchie's really
Three
struggling
big
with the
names,
car badly over the bumps at the back part of the chicane there.
Mitch?
He was looking quick, but it's going to affect his lap time for sure.
What's he got for us? Oh,
Ah,
April 1.
mate.
Didn't affect him too much, John Boy. If it did,
No.
he's got a lot more up his sleeve.
Mitchie has been the form guide on the timesheets.
So we've got Mudgeway, McIndoe.
No, the flag's dropped.
Oh, and
That's
that's
it.
one car up Mark Mudgeway. He's
What
called it.
happened there?
He's called it. He must have cut the track there, Davo. He's
Oh.
pulled off to the side there
Okay.
halfway through his outlap. So
It looked,
just the 10 car of Nick McIndoe now to come across the line.
yeah, it looked like a little bit of a connection issue there actually for Mudgy
Okay.
on my screen. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what where that car lands on the grid as we see McIndoe go across the line for third position.
Third.
Guys, what a grid there. Now we've seen these three guys together, haven't we, over the series?
Yes.
Several times, mind you.
And look, they're only separated by half a second after that. That we now, or not even that, the three tenths,
Yeah.
4 tenths. So yeah, great last minute lap there from Nick McIndoe to put him into P3.
Oh,
and,
yeah, perfect.
A few other cars there, Lucas Mudgey, Bob Laycott and Brad, looks like they didn't get their laps in.
No,
Yeah, really mixed it up there. And so we do know that Mitchie Campbell needs 17 points on Glyn to advance into that P1, and he's currently got 1 point on him, being one position ahead of him at qualifying. So that's going to be a hard ask for Mitchie. Great qualifying by the boys. Like you say, we've got Mitchie and Glino on the front row there. Nick and Riley on row 2. Jeff Bursar right on row 3. We've got Vaughan and Steve on row 4. Mike King Kenny on row 5. Phil and Bear on row 6. Lucas and Bobby Laycock on row 7. And followed up by Brad Robinson on row 8. And the Mark Mudgeway car has vanished from our towers.
Yeah, I was sure that was just the way the car, we sort of had it on the stream there just momentarily, and just the way the car exited the track, it just didn't look like it was quite connected internet-wise, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just looked
His
a little
name-
bit odd. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me that he's disappeared off the sheets there.
Right, because his name's missing in the comms as well at the moment. So I wonder if he's just doing a quick reset there, or he's throwing the toys out.
Yeah, because I know some of my data here still shows him sitting there halfway through his qualifying lap, and the boys are clearly on the grid at the moment. So
Yeah.
just going to start. See how this goes. These guys are obviously do their final. This is race 1, final round. Valencia in the Porsche Cup car for the Asrnz 2023 ROC. They're just about to roll out.
Here they go. They're just starting their.
In the pits, we talked about the cars not having traction control on them. A lot of them have been leaving the pits and putting their foot down and to get going, and they've actually just looping the car. So straight up.
It's not what they're used to, is it?
No. So they're having to be very tame on that right foot tonight. Very easy for them to spin the car, but
Right.
good movement as well. That it's hard to get a bit of tyre temp in the cars at the start. So Mitchie Campbell, I see him weaving.
Well, it sounds like just a bit of right foot will help the rears anyways, so with tyre temps. So
I've always struggled with being easy on the right foot. It's a real tricky thing to tell your brain to do, isn't it? You just want it right, and you literally can't. It's, you know,
Just
with a
hammer
car
down,
like
isn't
this,
it, bud?
Generally, bud, you know, when in doubt, don't lift off. and all that. Yeah.
So with a lot of left-hand turns, that right rear tyre and not having that traction there is pretty easy. We're hearing that right rear can spike up quite high in its temperature, get quite hot. So obviously even once the cars rotate as well, that heats them up even more. But they're going to have to look after that right rear tyre. That's going to be really tricky for them. And again, these guys have only got 3 sets of tyres for this whole weekend. For the 2 qualifying and the 2 races, so how they use them, it's up to them, and it's going to be a tough one tonight for these boys.
Yeah, super tough. Tyres.
Tyres.
Look after it. How do you look after it?
How do you look after
How
it?
do you look after it?
It's a tight, twisty little track. This it's famously, should I say, a moto track for bikes, and yeah, pretty twisty. These will definitely test the limits of these cars and the limits of these guys when it comes to modulating that loud pedal. As we get sized up, we're just about to go green on the first race in the final round of Valencia here in the Porsche Cup cars. It's Asrnz 2023 ROC. We go racing, and there's Mitch Campbell, gets a great start. Glenn right in there behind. McIndoe nearly gets swamped there by Riley Price. I think he did actually, if we go back. Yes, McIndoe, Price past Aaron and Wright.
So we're about to have a shoulder from Vaughan, and Aaron there makes a bit of contact, cause Aaron to drop back there a little bit.
So in behind Melling now and Mike King, so that is all on in the mid-pack there. A little bit of ducking and weaving from all the boys. Lee Simpson getting amongst it as well. Tight stuff.
Boys, we have to be so disciplined here, because when the tyres are cold and the tracks, the cars are bunched up, and we know the track limits are right there for these guys. It's hard not to want to try and get your move done on an opponent.
Oh, for sure. So, yeah, a little bit of a hiccup here, there, and everywhere. Like Riley Price just slipping in front of McIndoe there. We also saw Aaron Enright with a bit of a touch-up and dropping back a few positions and just ending up right smack bang in the middle of that mid-pack. Going on. It's all going on. Jeff Burst nicely into 5th.
Yeah, nice. A good start from Richie too. We saw him come across and cover Glenn into 1, and he's done the right thing, and he's got himself out in front.
Yeah, these guys are super tight at the moment, obviously. Coming around for across the start-finish line for the first lap.
They sound great, don't they?
Look at that top 3. Now, traditionally we've seen McIndoe a little bit like this throughout the season, where his car's a little bit slow at the start. He qualifies well, but not super quick at the start of the race. Definitely comes back to him towards the end of his race.
Yeah, true. We normally see Nick tell us that it's a bag of shit in race 1, and he does really well in race 2, doesn't he? Yes.
Well, pretty well.
Yeah.
It's a pretty consistent theme.
It is.
Yeah, but let's get front there just quickly. Nick McIndoe, you can see those 3 front runners there. Got to get back down here. Lucas all over Kenny Simpson as well. It's tight stuff, tricky track. That's Brad Robinson actually just tucked in behind that battle as well. Bear Grylls behind, Phil Turner, Bobby Laycock, Mike King as well. Oh, as we just see Lucas in to the back.
Brad?
Yeah, and I think Brad Robinson got involved, but they sorted it out. Looks like they just all kept it very super tight and carry on. How's it going up the front here? Again, super tidy. Glenn Jewett getting all sorts of pressure from Riley Price. Let's look out at the back of Glenn Jewett's car. He's got Riley Price on his case, and it just looks like McIndoe's car might be coming around a little bit quicker than it has been throughout the season. He's already picking up on the back of that battle.
Here we go. I'm just watching Steve Melling in the back of that straight there. He's just making a move on Vaughan. He's he's down the inside for turn 1, side by side. This is going to be have to be brave here.
Oh yeah, he's got it. Leaves overlap. Look at this side by side. That's Aaron Enright in the background.
Yep. And he
Vaughan
won't
Martin,
let
it's
Vaughan
not
punch him
over
around
yet.
this time.
Nearly 3 wide there as they just dip into this hairpin. Oh, Aaron's all over it.
Aaron with the follow through, was it? Yes. Oh, and he's going to get some more too.
Can you live on the outside here?
Definitely not over yet. Look at this little threesome
Levi's
going at it.
run's going to be compromised.
Oh, Aaron looked like he just had to prop there a little bit. Like you said, Melling's exit a little bit compromised there.
Aaron looking racy though, isn't he? As was Steve Milling.
It doesn't look like anybody's losing anything out of that battle there. Super tight. Look at these guys go.
Saw in the background a couple of laps earlier, Mike King, he had a big moment up at turn 1, put his car just into the wall. That's why you see him quite far back.
Mike King, bad luck for Mikey.
Also Phil Turner having a little whoopsie as well, so these guys, tricky.
Oh, Melling with a little mistake, a little bit extra wide, gets on the ripple strip, just doesn't quite get the gas down.
Aaron showing the nose right down on the inside.
Oh, it's left Melling
out
to
try. Look at
Vaughan. It's on. Start, finish straight. Look at these guys. In formation. Woo!
Look at that 96 car, guys. I think Aaron's got something up his sleeve there. He may not have qualified very well, but he's certainly got good race pace.
Oh, Anthony Watt and Milling hung out to dry there. Really having to get wide on that corner. Look at this.
Here we go.
I don't think I haven't seen one of these cars side by side through that whole last half of the lap. And again, it just continues. Milling back.
So Milling, he went forward a couple, now he's gone back a couple.
He's gone penthouse to shit house, so he's working on that. That's still a work in progress. We've got Brad Robinson, Kenny Simpson, Brad just getting over Kenny there. That's also Lucas Saar just tucked in behind that battle with Melling, Martin and Enright. In shoot. Glenn Dewar.
It's just rolling on. Yeah,
Riley
but
Price, Nick McIndoe. I think Mitchie has stepped out.
He's checking out. Yeah, he's got the fastest lap of the race too. Davo, 1:34.3.
And look, given the points thing, if he really wants to grab it and run, he needs to get that, doesn't he? He needs to get out in front.
Yeah, and Glenn's got to drive a solid race, doesn't he? I can't help but think, he doesn't need to win this race.
No, he doesn't.
But he'll want to carry some winning form too.
He will.
Melling, oh, that's Lucas Starr off in the background, in behind that. It's just as the cameras click to that battle. I might just try and pick up a quickie on that. Get the replay up here. This is Lucas Starr. We'll look out of the back of Steve Melling's car. This is Lucas Starr just tucked in behind him here now. He caught up to that battle. Those guys fought hard for a couple of laps. Lucas Starr ducks up in underneath Melling's wing, gets out of this corner here, a little bit sideways and a little bit out on the safety grass.
On the safety grass.
And she's around.
Straight onto the loud pedal too early. Got a little bit excited, didn't he? And whooped it round.
It's
I know how that
takes.
feels.
All it takes, farmer. Know it as much as I do. Bobby Laycock and Bear Grylls at it down at the back of the field there. Now, we saw some really good pace. I think it was last week from Bear Grylls.
In the wet, yes, we did see some good pace from Bear in the wet last week.
So, yeah, no surprise to see him still battling it out with someone here tonight.
Bobby Laycock, yeah, he's just tucked under the rear wing of
Bobby Laycock,
Bob.
yes.
He's only 3/10 behind him, but talk about Bear Grylls' last lap, or fastest lap. He's on a 1:38 flat, whereas Bob Laycock's a 1:39 flat. So Bear a good 1 second quicker than Bob, and that's why you're seeing those cars really close together.
Starting to bunch there a little bit, yes.
So that'll go on to the end of the race. Ooh, we've seen a bit of a tangle up here at the final turn. Actually, we've got the car of Brad Robinson facing the wrong way.
And Kenny, it's one of Bob's in that as well, mate. Sure what he did already onto it.
Picked it up there, yeah. So Kenny Simpson out in front there. Oh, and Brad looked like he might have missed his brake mark there a little bit. The cars go round.
Some great symmetry
There
spin up
was-
there
wasn't
between
there?
the two.
Wasn't there what?
No love lost. Brad carries on. I think he's from the bird out the back window there to Kenny.
Oh.
I'm not redressing that, mate. Let's carry on.
Right, we're seeing some real hot pace coming in from the 979 car of Riley Price in third. He's just gapped away from Nick Vickindo a little bit, but he's hot on the heels of Glenn Dewar. He's just done Riley's just done the fastest lap of the race this last lap, so he's on a 134.2. He's a good, like, nearly 4 tenths quicker than Mitchie up in P1, so he's put on this great lap just this last lap round.
Yeah, so that's quick. Although he does have Glenn Dewar to get through first before he starts attacking.
Glenn takes the fastest lap, so they're all
there you go.
Right.
So he's
paint now, yeah.
He's responded there, hasn't he?
Yep.
And I was just going to say, I wonder whether Gleno really needs to push. You know, he's going to secure the champ if he just can finish, but he responded there by answering my question with the fastest lap of the race. So he's out there to race, he's out there to win, and it's good to see that he's going to take it to those boys to the end.
Absolutely.
It'd be interesting to know how far they take their cuts, because that, like I mentioned, it was a talking point. They were all talking about it, and you know, one cut's gonna down that big long pit lane. It's nearly like the whole stretch, that 870 metre main straight. It's a long way to just be toddling along at like 70 k's. That'll just tumble anyone down the pack.
Oh, you know it.
So as they're pushing fast laps, you know, it's also on the edge and on the track limits too.
Just going to see if we can maybe get a minion down into the garage from the motorway and see what's going on there.
Is he in
Just
channel
see
there?
what's happening there. Back to you on that.
Like on him. As we just pick up on the Bobby Laycock Bear Grylls battle. Oh, Bear Grylls makes a massive move down the inside. Bobby opens the door, says you can have that. Like John mentioned earlier, Bear a good second, I think he said, quicker than a Bobby. So clearly the pass was off. We still have this Vaughan Martin, Steve Belling. Has Vaughan Martin gone back a position? I don't think Vaughan Martin's gone back a position, actually.
Yes, because Steve-O did get that pass done on Vaughan, then Vaughan got it back. We saw that exchange with the Enright stuff all going on.
Okay, so that's
but
just
it looks
happened
like
in
you're
the
right.
last half a lap there. So just as we just picked up on Bear Grylls there, we just missed that. So
Okay,
that...
we just had, sorry boys, we just had the minion back from the garage and motorway there, and a power outage in Welcome Bay Tauranga at the moment. Mid-corner, just went boom, he's sitting there in blackness watching the stream on his phone.
Oh, good. I see a few boys actually catching up on the stream live at the moment. Thanks, Rusty. I think it's Carso as well. Welcome again. As we just see, actually, just come up on my monitor here. That is Nick McIndoe starting to range up a little bit on Riley Price, actually.
I was just watching that too, and he did. He was definitely ranging up on them. You see Riley laying some big liquid straps out of the final turn there, getting it well sideways. But as he's getting it sideways, as it's all of the drivers nearly as well. So
pretty well. We're only halfway too, mind you.
Yeah. But yeah, looks like Nick's going to keep Riley honest here for that last position on the podium. Yeah, that's going to be one to watch go down to the end. And with those three guys, they've always been up there, haven't they? Mitchie, and the gold car, Cadbury car of Glenn Dewar, and green car of Nick Vickindo. So Riley's car looking quite nice there actually, in between up in that mix. So good on him.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, real dark horse here, old Riley, isn't he? He came out with a third and a fourth in the first round. and then sort of had a couple of retirements, a couple of top 10 finishes, and then a couple that did not start. So it's good to see Riley back, and he's always sort of a little bit of an unknown factor to us. We don't know a lot about Riley, but he certainly brings it to the table when he does turn up.
When he does.
He's exciting to watch, isn't he? I know he's certainly put on a bit of a show prior for us.
That's for sure, that's for sure. So the camera's actually picking up on Vaughan Martin. Clearly got a rear tyre issue here. He has dropped well back from Steve Milling, and this car is not happy. He is really struggling with some corner exit. The car is all over the place. How do these cars recover from a hot tyre? You really got to slow down in them, don't you?
Yeah, you just got to try and drive the car as straight as you can, really get on the brakes nice and square. But I see in the background, Bear Grylls, he was that 1 second lap quicker than Bob Laycock. He's cleared him now.
He did, yes. Yeah, we picked that up, yep.
And also Mike King, that was some exciting driving from him in the background as well, as he was throwing that Porsche around.
I think what we have seen actually throughout this series is we've seen Bobby Laycock rise from being a lapped back marker to actually being in there fighting for that AM with these boys, and actually doing really well to hold his own on track now, and really sort of starting to come to grips with the Asrnz club and the racing. And,
yeah.
And his rig, and it's good to see these guys advance and get better, and start to enjoy their racing more. Obviously, it's always better to be in a battle than it is to be a lapped guy, right?
For sure.
Have you ever experienced that, John, being a lapped guy? Or it's probably not in your vocabulary, but
probably not.
Does softball.
We've all been
there.
down there and done that, and sometimes through your own mistake you end up down the pack, and then you just gotta you soldier on. But as the traffic comes through, it is hard to negotiate those blue flags. So anyone that is caught up in blue flag stuff, it is a little bit frustrating, but you just do the best you can at that time, and everyone has to respect those rules too. So yeah, well done to the guys that do a good job with that.
For sure. As we pick up on Riley Price, who still has a bright green Porsche in his mirrors, maybe a few seconds, not even a few seconds actually, a couple of tenths behind him, but it's not going anywhere. Nick McIndoe definitely holding pace with Riley at the moment. Oh, as McIndoe gets super sideways out of the left-hander there. He'll suffer from that.
It's a hard one because the corner's got a lot of camber on there, the inside, and they've got to be so careful.
Oh, you can see that car moving around.
You can pick up the car out there, and that's why they're wanting to put the power down. You see the car slide.
So, you see it again. These guys get that one slip, and then the next couple of corners or three are just a little bit sketchy as they just try and equalise that tyre temp again. Really tricky when they're trying to stay right hot on the heels and stay in that battle. Riley, no doubt, having to deal with the same thing again. You see McIndoe open the steering just to try and deal with that
track's
slip.
gone optimum too now, so these guys are starting to get a lot more grip on the, as the rubber's going down.
However, it doesn't look at it. You would say Riley Price off circuit.
Holy moly, Riley, where are you going, bud? He brings it back together. He's managed to keep it back.
We were just picking up on Nick McIndoe and how he was struggling with his rubber in behind Riley Price, and I just commented about how Riley must have been clearly going through the same issues, but as we see on the replay here in Riley Price, round, I think that's T1.
Yeah,
just gets it all kinds of wrong. He keeps it pointing in the right direction though. Surprisingly enough, that could have been way worse, guys.
Yeah, he gathered that up really well.
He did.
I was just watching him a few laps after that, and a lot of wheel work inside that Porsche
Yeah.
Price's car.
Real easy to get that tank slapper, but he saved it, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
He did. So,
Another one heating up in the background is the Kenny Simpson and Brad
Robertson.
They are going for it, and Kenny looking like he's just a little bit of an edge over Brad.
Well, I think Brad's actually come through past Kenny. So, we just see Brad makes a big wriggle. Kenny doesn't know whether he wants to get anywhere near that. He's in plenty of room.
Down there.
All these boys struggle with 15 minutes to go. It's a long way to go for these guys. They're already clearly struggling with these tyres, aren't they?
Yes.
They really are moving around.
They're moving around a lot.
And it looks like Brad's got a whole lot of problems on his hand actually, as he's fighting to keep that car on track now behind Kenny.
Yeah. And
so do you think some of these guys have got pressures outside some of the windows? Because some of the cars do look a little bit more settled than others, don't they?
Yeah, I don't know. Anything that's in a bit of a battle at the moment or that's in close proximity is, like we're just seeing these slip-ups, so it's throughout the field. It's not just at the top or the bottom, and, it's everywhere, so actually we might just pop up to the point here, see where Mitch Campbell is. Smooth as silk, Mitchy Campbell at the moment.
He's doing a great job, mate, isn't he? Out there, he's leading from the front.
Oh, as he just runs wide through the little flip-flop chicane, super off-cambered corners, some of these, as he runs down into this left onto the final corner. Again, you just wonder whether just even these boys up the pointy end are struggling a little bit. You can see McIndoe car, Riley Price. And that's Jeff Burst. That's Jeff Burst in fifth position still. Again, Mitch Campbell super wide. Glenn Dewar super wide.
Even wider, mate.
Surely we're going to see a corner cut. We have got 14 minutes to go. These guys are starting to really struggle with this. We've got a 37-degree track temp, guys.
Yeah, looks like it's just ramping up too, isn't it?
It's pretty warm, isn't it, on track there? 37 degrees, so that will be playing a big factor.
Surely.
It's gotta be. We've yet to see anyone with the, get that fourth cut, get a drive through, but we're expecting it to happen.
We sort of are now, aren't we?
Kind of were, yeah.
Just looking at the body language on some of these cars. Look, I just think we're going to see pretty well an unintentional one. Like where they're just going to have a bit of a slip up, open the steering, and then it's all over. They're going to be into the pits. So as we just see Brad Robinson there again, big slip, Kenny out wide, Brad hunting for that inside edge.
Totally different lines.
Looking for the crossover. The track it goes everywhere here.
These two cars are most of the track, aren't they? And
they are.
Fun. You can see the intent when one car gets behind the other, how he just wants to get that run, and it just excites the rear end, doesn't it? So good to watch.
From both, like they're both trying to cover each other.
It's almost like the closer they are together, the looser they are when they're driving.
Pretty well.
When they're out in their own, they seem to just drive and settle down a bit. And
who can brake later? Who can pick up the throttle later? As we just see Kenny out of the dirty stuff. Yeah, there you go. There's the mistake.
There you go. There's the pressure and the mirrors.
These guys have been swapping positions, haven't they? So,
they have. Yeah. They have a few times over the last few laps. They just dip down here into this final left-hander here down the hill. Kenny with a super nice line.
Both of them out onto the safety grass there on the exit of the turn, and
Kenny's got the run though. Look at how quick that. Right up behind Kenny, ever the gentleman driver though. No pressure. He'll just stay tight. Right on the back of Brad Robinson there.
Just noticing the car of Steve-O starting to edge a little closer to Aaron's 96. They're starting to have a bit of a carrot, you know, for Steve-O. Yeah, big orange carrot of Aaron's car.
Yeah. Aaron, no slouch. Like we mentioned earlier in the telecast, we saw him last week absolutely dominate the round. So,
Well, he up on his Delta too, so he's not only is he catching, he's got a self-improved lap.
Nice work. As we just see Kenny Simpson just trying to regain that position. This is not over. See this one going right down to the wire. Still more than 10 minutes to go. Brad was super wide. That's his third corner in a row. Kenny just looming in the background, just waiting for that edge. Kenny clearly struggling with his own grip issues. Down into this final corner again. Simpson gets a really nice tight line here. Both of them super wide out onto the safety
There we
cars.
go. There it is.
There it is.
There it is. There's our first drive through of the night.
Brad Robinson.
775 car of Brad Robinson, and we kind of picked it would happen. It had to happen sometime. They were saying that corner there, particularly, really bad for getting your cut.
Well, there's actually 5 spots on the track where they could pick them up, but certainly, Farmer, that final turn, that's probably the one where you're going to more likely get the cut. You just want to drive as fast as you can down that straight. So you're just going to naturally drift it out there, and it's hard to, once it goes out there, you can oh, unlucky for Brad.
Unlucky for Brad.
I can't help but think, though, there will be more.
Yes, unlucky for Brad, but then lucky for Kenny that he's going to slip that position back past Brad. That's for the top 10 there, so...
Yes, and yeah, well, so far, so good for Kenny. Kept it clean and continues to. So far, we don't know what sort of numbers these guys are on when it comes to track limits. Kenny super wide and sideways, still trying to gather it up in the dirty stuff there.
I wonder if Kenny realises that that car in front of him's about to
drive through, yeah.
He doesn't push that hard, does
Let's chill out, mate. You got it. You got this.
Riley Price starting to show a bit more intent now. He's only 0.6 behind Mickindo. That gap there's closed up on track. That's for the back end of the podium. That's a fight for 3rd and 4th on track. The green car of Nick Mickindo, number 10, and the blue, white, and pink car of Riley, 979 car. Yeah, really impressed by Riley's drive, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, like Farmer was saying, as we just see him with a whole bunch of oversteer. Coming into that little flip-flop before they drop down to the hill into this final turn there. Just super committed again, super oversteer. Under brakes from Riley. Really committed down to that final corner. I can't believe he's hardly lost anything to Mickindo. Oh.
There's a lot of wheel work going on in there, and some great car control there by Riley Price to keep that thing on the tarmac, mate, and not out there onto the safety grass.
Bloody hell, I would have run out of talent a long time ago as he chases down Mickindo. He knows his pace is worthy of that position, that 3rd position. Mickindo more than happy, I'd say, to be in his qualifying position there at the moment. Mate, it's still 7.5 minutes to go. These guys are running out of rubber quickly.
Yeah, minute 34s. They're doing fastest lap of the race. Glenn Dewar, 1:34.1. So very, very quick. Mitchie 1:34.2. So pace up there, pretty quick down the field. Goes right down to 1:38.6 for Bob Laycock, 1:36.6 for Brad Robertson. So yeah, real fluctuating pace from the boys this time around.
Yeah, a little bit of difference, isn't there, between the lap times. to see that Brad Robinson has been in there, cleared his penalty, and he's dropped out. He's lost only a couple of positions there, so it could have been worse off for him. But he's a good 20-odd seconds now back behind that car where he was of Kenny Simpson. Yeah.
So yeah, they're definitely big losses, and we all know the drive-through is a killer. As we just...
We've got a couple of questions coming in from Carso, actually. What does commentary team reckon? Who's the most improved this season?
Well, I'm going to put my hand up and say Bob Laycock, mate.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, also, I thought Gordon Martin's made some good gains this season as well, so...
Yes, another good call there, Davo. Gordon Martin, one of our Pro-Am drivers there, certainly upping the game on his side.
Yep.
Looking to knock on the door of those pros, so...
Yep.
Yeah, Gordon has been... he just had
and I think Aaron Enright as well has had a good one.
For sure.
Jeff Burse has been really solid throughout this season as well.
He's been really good too.
I think Jeff always does well in the GT4s. I think Kenny does pretty well in the GT4s as well. But yeah, definitely for the AMs it would have to be Bobby Laycock, and the Pro-Ams, Vaughan Martin. The boys up the top though, oh god, they're just always showing off. Anyone can win up there. So no big gains up the top. But yeah, good to see Gleno obviously back in the seat and smashing it out for the comms team. Actually,
yes,
at the end
again,
of the day,
and he's defending his ROC Racing Champions from last year.
Yes, that's right.
He won, and he had that on his mind going into this, that he was the defending champ last year, and he's shown us yet again that he is the man to beat when it comes to these multi-class, multi-track drives. So
yeah, for sure. The one make series.
Such a good championship, like just with the variety of cars, and really, everyone's in the same machinery. So yeah, it was always. I really enjoyed this style of championship. Heaps of fun.
Yes, I think after a couple of years we run it in the off season in between the two main game GT3 series, and I think she's going to stick this one. It's definitely one everybody looks forward to. Gets us all wound up. That's for sure.
Yeah, it does, and we've introduced a safety car as well this year, which has been a great little addition. The safety car hasn't really been much of a standout performer. Spends most of his time in the pits.
getting polished and stuff.
Very mixed results from the safety car as far as on-track times go.
But
it has been great to see when it does come out, though.
Hasn't it, what?
John Boyd, yeah, we've really enjoyed that.
Yeah. As we just watch this continue on this Riley Price battle here, is it Steve Melling on Aaron Enright really starting to heat up with only 3 minutes to go. Steve-O's car looking super solid after just watching so many guys slip and slide around, even Mitch Campbell and Glenn Dura up the pointy end of the field. So these Aaron Enright and Steve Melling really showing a good clean set of heels tonight there, as we see Melling way out.
So they must know where the limits are out there on that AstroTurf.
Yeah.
Because they are using a lot of it, aren't they? So
yeah, and Steve was telling me that turn 1 you're allowed to go really wide out there. Turn 2 was you can't, and obviously the last turn you can't. But certainly some of these corners allow you to sort of run wide. Others absolutely no room for error. So
no.
Steve-O does seem to have each corner down to a pact as to how wide he can put those cars. So yeah. I think
Steve-O's going to push Aaron right to the end of this race. Probably the closest two cars on track, other than I think McIndoe and Price. which is not letting up as they just dip down into the final turn here. We saw a little bit of in-cut from Riley Price here before in that final corner. And look how wide he is there again. Super committed. We just wonder how many track improvements has he got up his sleeve.
Yes, we know that last corner is really bad for the corner cutting.
Yeah. So
yeah,
super tight right down to the end. These guys will be on their final lap, surely. Be close.
No, I watched Mitchie. He'll go one more. He was going to cross the line with about minute 45 to go, and it takes him a minute 33 to do a lap. So he'll make it around, and then they'll go one more.
So as we see these boys actually starting to work their way through the back of the field. We saw them dip past not Bobby Laycock and now Bear Grylls, Mike King. So they're just slowly starting to work their way through that backpack, which is actually punching these guys up behind as well in their own little battles. Very proprietary.
Haven't seen many lappers really. Normally, blue flags throughout the season. So. Interesting. Well, I mean, we talked about the variant. There's about a good 5 seconds and difference in lap pace with the drivers here for whatever reason. But that's what's causing the cars to be so spread out and some getting lapped now.
Yeah, great stuff. We see Mitchie Campbell there about just rounding turn 1 now. He's on his last lap of the race there. It's been an outstanding drive. He's led from the front. Hasn't put a foot wrong so far. I don't want to jinx him on the last lap there, but looks like he's gonna comfortably bring this home, guys. He's got a good 4-second gap there back to Glenn. So I've been on the Mitchie Campbell train prior to this, and woohoo, go Mitchie, bring it home for us, bud.
Yeah, doing well, Mitch Campbell. Really starting to really show his measure towards the end of the season as we just chase Steve Melling, Castrol, Carr and Aaron Enright.
Yep, they're the closest.
Really super tight. Right out the sand there a little bit, just compromised his run. Melling out on the outside. Oh, Melling a little bit slippy.
Bit of a drift.
Oh.
Just got Mitchie Campbell there around in the final turn, mate, as he's about to come across the line.
So we'll celebrate Mitch Campbell as he comes across the line. We will just keep our eyes a little bit on this as we see Glenn Dewar, also McIndoe and Riley Price crossing the line. Jeff Burst not too far behind, but
Bear Grylls with plus 30 seconds for whatever reason.
Oh no! What would you get that for?
Probably for talking it up about living in paradise when we all know he lives in Taranaki. It would have just been the marshal punishing him. Just, smack talk penalty.
So smack talk penalty for Bear Grylls as we see Aaron Enright, Steve Melling. So we had
to the wire.
Right down to the wire. So Mitch Campbell, Glenn Dewar, Nick McIndoe, Riley Price, Jeff Burst, Aaron Enright, Steve Melling, Lucas across the line. Ford Martin really had his tyres go away there. He was right in amongst that Steve Melling, Aaron Enright battle. Pushed his tyres way too far. Kenny Simpson coming down for a 10th position after a bit of a battle with, who was it, Brad Robinson, who ended up getting a drive through. Unfortunate for Brad, he's pulling it over. Bobby Lake, Mudgie's Phil Turner across the line for the final position, guys. What a cracking race, man. Wasn't there some battles going on there?
Yeah, that was good to watch. A few errors here and there, and we saw Mitchie lead from the front. Only the one drive-through, which was more than
surprising, really.
sort of unexpected for us. We thought we'd see more of that. So
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
good drive by all from the guys, really, to bring it home.
For sure, for sure. As the boys just get out of the cars, we will drag up to the comps box.
Our third place getter. All right. Welcome to the comms box, Slick. Awesome drive, buddy.
Kia ora, thank you. Yep, cool.
Good
Yes.
race.
Yeah, well
Kia
done.
ora. Yep, cool. Great to have you back here, mate. Any cuts? What do you got? What do you got for us, mate? Well, how was the car? Bag of shit again, or you happy with that?
It was all right. I was on 2 cuts.
Okay.
And yeah, Riley was quick behind me. He made a little mistake at turn 1, and then I sniped him there. But really, he probably should have had that podium. He was pretty quick, but he was conserving at the end with the cuts, I think.
Yeah, and the tyres looked a bit squirmy about half race onwards.
Yeah. Come to think of it, actually, yeah, they were done.
They were done half race.
Yeah.
So when you're, are you racing on the set of tyres you're qualifying on?
Yeah, I was actually.
Okay, so you qualify on a set and then race on that set, and that's what you'll do for race 2?
No, well, I'll have 2 sets, so I'll quali 1 and then I'll race 1.
Yeah, right. Okay, so nice. Looking for a good quali then from you. Race 2.
Yeah,
well done.
We'll see. Cheers, boys.
Yeah, shot, bro. So we normally see you sort of do better in race 2 than you do in race 1. You normally tune the car at half time. We don't know what you do, but every race you seem to make something different, and you come back stronger in race 2. Are we going to see that again from you, mate, or what?
Yeah, I'll go give the mechanics a pat on the bum, and see what they can do.
Ooh, yes, we love our pads.
What I also know, Nick, is you were 20 points ahead of Jeff going into this round. You've just, with 15 or 16 guys here on the field, you've pretty much secured that now. It's impossible for Jeff to make that gain to get you in third. So at this stage, provisionally, well done on the third.
Oh yeah, third. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, nice work, Nick.
Shot, bro.
All right, cheers, boys.
Good luck in the next one, buddy.
We'll talk to you soon. Yes.
Sure. All right, and we'll welcome down into the comms box our old mate from the comms team, Gleno. Well done on a P2 there, buddy.
Oh yeah, boys, how you going?
Good.
Thanks for that. Thanks. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so we were sort of talking that maybe you were just sort of settling in there. You knew you sort of kind of had this championship wrapped up there. You didn't really need to do too much, and then you went and smashed out the fastest lap of the race just to prove me wrong. So you were clearly still pushing there, but it was a great drive by Mitchie, mate. Did you have anything for him, or were you just sort of conservatively taking it easy?
So I had a go at the start and that, and then I think probably in the initial laps I probably had something for him, but it was just risk versus reward. It wasn't going to be good enough, unless it was a 50-50 poke it in there, and then I had some pressure from Riley, so obviously had to deal with that, and then I don't know, for whatever happened, Mitchie and I sort of took off, and it was about that 1.3, 1.6, and I thought, oh, you know what, we're pulling away from Slick and Riley, that'll do. That'll do it. That's all it needs to be.
Well, I let Nick Mickindo know it was impossible for Burst to catch him for third in the championship now, so he's all but secured that. And after you securing a second place there, going in with a 17-point lead over Mitchie and the numbers that are on track, you've pretty much wrapped it up just now. It's impossible now. I think Mitchie can only come within two points from you if you have a DNF. So
congratulations.
Congratulations, mate. You've sewn it up.
Is this the part I drop the mic and just walk off, or?
Yeah.
No, these guys are calling it early, mate. I wouldn't walk out just yet, bro.
It'd be nice to grab another podium. I'm not going to lie. See if we can go one step better this next one if we can. I'm not going to lay down that easy. I'll know where the fight is. Yeah, if I'm in with half a chance, boys, I'm going to have a go.
Yeah, shot, mate. And just number of cuts that you got, bro, throughout that race.
Nah, 0, mate. 0. The
Zero?
one
Oh.
where I went right out wide after contact with Riley, I just let off there and no time gained, so no cuts.
Wow.
Shot, bro.
Nice
Awesome
work.
drive then, mate. Well done. Congratulations, and we'll probably see you back here soon.
I
Eh?
think so. I would
Yeah,
hope
well,
so.
hey, I'm on the premise that we don't. Thank you very much for an awesome, entertaining season from you lads this year. It's just been unbelievable. Thank you heaps. Appreciate all your time and effort.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks, mate. And we
Thanks,
will
mate.
definitely be talking to you later.
We'll see you later. We'll see you later.
Yeah. See you, Gleno.
Okay, guys.
Glenn Dewar, ladies and gentlemen, as
Awesome
we
drive,
drag.
and we dragged down old mate with a commanding start to finish, flag to flag drive. Well done, Mitchie, bro. Good race from you, bro.
Yeah, cheers, boys.
Yeah, straight. Just didn't look back, mate. You had to jump on the start, qualified, jump on the start, bam. It was pretty well, flag to flag, like Farmer said. So, how was the race? How did the tyres feel? Everybody looked like they were struggling a little bit.
Mate, not too bad. I made like a very small adjustment just before the green flag, and now the tires, the temps were bang on the whole race. I really just tried to focus on driving smooth, just hitting the marks, changing the gears at the right time, just not sliding the car. Because when you have a moment in this car, the tires, once they heat up, it's hard to bring them back down. So I was just really trying to avoid that, drive clean, and no, look, it paid off.
Yeah, well,
Clearly.
It clearly paid off, mate. You had a good 4-second gap there at the end of the race. A number of cuts. Did you get any cuts during that race, mate?
Just the one
Just the one?
on turn
Okay.
infamous
Yep,
turn one.
nice.
So I just ran wide a little bit and picked that up, but that was all right. Again, just driving a little bit, not conservatively, but just I guess smartly, just hitting the marks, avoiding cuts, and just I've done quite a bit of practice in the lead up to this race, but and just the car, it's a nice car to drive.
Well,
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, awesome, mate.
well done, Mitchie. I've been crunching some numbers in the background, and the gaps between you guys all leading into this, the damage is all done now. It looks like the positions are all going to be status quo because there's just not enough cars left on the grid to take points away if you have DNF. So it's looking like Mick can't catch you, you can't catch Glyn, and that's how it's going to stand after that result from that round. So provisionally, congratulations. It's
Cheers,
you've
dude.
had a great
Appreciate
season.
it.
I know
Appreciate it.
Farmer's a massive fan. He's got
He's got the Mitchie merch. He's got the Mitchie merch.
Can't stop talking about you. He's So expect
mate, I'll
him
try
to
and
be
round
in your
out the
garage
round
later.
I'll try and round it out with a double win for you.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's what we
if
want
you
to see.
can, bro. If you can, thanks.
Just for you, only because you
do it
asked
for
so
me,
nicely.
mate. Yeah. Look, and it's great to hear that you made some demon tweaks right on the grid there before the start. It's something that I always do myself, and it generally makes me go backwards. It's worked for you. It's worked for you. So, awesome that you've been able to do that, mate. And we look forward to seeing you back here after the second one, eh?
Yeah, fingers crossed, boys. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Shot, bro.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Mitch Campbell, viewers, winner of race 1 in the final round of the 2023 Asrnz ROC. It's been a fantastic first race. We're going to have an intermission. Please hang around for race 2. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back, everybody, to the second half of the official coverage of the Asrnz 2023 GT4 Race of Champions, brought to you by SJS, ABC Tech, GoBro Racing, and FHM. As usual, and again, I think the boys are back from their quick pit stop, and we're all in the booth. JB and Farmer, how are you doing? We're back.
Yeah, we're back, mate. Yeah, thanks, Davo. Yeah, welcome back, viewers. Welcome, John Boy.
Yep, here we are. The last race of the ROC.
The last hurrah.
Yep. Looks like a lot of the stuff's been settled up the top end of town while this qualifying session's going on. I'll crunch some more numbers to see who's playing for the back end of those real super tight battles. So yeah, we'll keep the viewers entertained with that, but those boys up the front are going to go red hot. I can't help but think this is going to be an action-packed one.
Yeah, for sure. We like you just heard prior to the intermission, we're congratulating a few of the drivers, the top three at least, because it looks like the points are sort of pretty well set in stone as they are at the moment. But that will not change the way this race goes down. These guys will race right to the end. It is the last hurrah, the final round. And yes, final round for us in the comms box as a team for this year anyway, boys, Farmer and John. So yeah, just we'll enjoy this last race. It's going to be awesome. These Porsches, Jesus. A lot of tyre issues I felt in the second half of that race, guys. What do you reckon?
Don't get me started on tyres, Davo.
Oh, sorry.
I'll let John answer that question.
You're talking to the wrong guy over there. However, I love all this tyre stuff.
Give me the data.
Yeah, data. Anyway, we got old Sicko next to us anyway, so we're keeping our distance a little bit from Snifter over there.
Oh, yes, yes, Farmer here. Like, it might sound like he's on the marching powder, everyone, but he's actually got he's got a bit of the man flu. So.
I have. I've been wrapped up on the couch under my blankie all day. We heard Mitchie say that the tyres weren't a problem. I love to hear that from him.
Oh, mate,
he didn't have a problem with his tyres. Well, nah, they were sweet, you know.
Yeah.
That's the way to roll, isn't it? We're just watching. What do we got here? A couple of boys maybe have crossed the line there. Lucas with our provisional pole with a 35.4. I don't think that's going to be good enough to hold. Steve-O for 35 flat there into P1. Great time from Steve-O. Few of the boys
nice
still on their out lap, so we'll just wait a little bit there as they circulate round.
Yeah, some guys opting to leave it a lot longer as the guys get out, and this is all just about track space, really, isn't it? They don't want to trip over anyone.
Oh, pretty well, isn't it?
Difference in pace between the cars, and some of these guys can just, you know, you think you're leaving a big gap, and you can actually catch someone if they're dawdling quite quickly, and it just catches you off guard and stuffs your rhythm up a bit, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So we just pick up on Glenn Dua rolling around for his final qualifying in the ROC for 2023. Really took the series by the ears, so to speak, and dominated it.
Both ears.
It looked like
with some demanding results there. Gleno in the top three throughout the whole series except for the last race at Misano.
Mate, like seriously, at halfway, he looked like he was going to clean sweep it. He had not lost a race, I think, after...
Being on the podium.
He did 7 in a row. 7 wins in a row.
So that is halfway.
And this is a guy that did comms for the last, part of last year and the first part of this year. Hopped back in the seat to do this series only, and literally just showed these boys how it was done, didn't he?
Yeah. Definitely gave him a lesson, as we just said, run across the line there for a 34. We got a couple of Riley Price
a really good time standing at this point up on the front row.
Absolutely, absolutely.
He's actually pipped Mickendo only by
So,
like.
Riley down.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, he's got McIndoe actually. There, here's Riley just coming around too. I thought McIndoe was behind Riley, sorry, but yeah, he's pipped bloody McIndoe.
Riley.
Oh,
Riley to the top.
well,
I
there
think
you go.
too. Woo.
Okay,
We
who we got
knew
left?
now.
There's another
Mitchie.
player. There is
Mitchie's on
another
track.
player.
Number 4 car, the gold car of Mitchie Campbell.
Yeah.
Go, Mitchie.
He was on the front row. Farmer's wearing his t-shirt.
Mitchie.
Yes, we've got the Mitchie merch. We got it here. I tell you, watch the space, guys, as this car rips around the final turn to come down. Go, Mitchie. Boom.
To the top. That's an
Wow,
outstanding time.
and look at it.
33.
Jesus. That is the quickest time I have seen so far. I wasn't privy to midweek practice, but mate, tonight, wow. Yeah, what can I say?
Come on, guys. I mean, you can see talent. If you can't spot talent when it's coming, I mean, for fuck's sake.
It sounds like Farmer's done the lap himself.
I called us a few weeks ago that Mitchie was going to be the man to beat on the street. So
anybody would think this man has done it himself.
Going to be super interesting to see how he goes in our upcoming next sort of season as well too. So really coming into form. He's got some great gear. He's come back into the sim racing after a bit of a sabbatical, and he's really starting to shine. So
yeah, all kudos to Mitchie. Really, stamped his authority on the back half of this season, hasn't he, mate? He's been really one to beat. Pretty well the only one that's been able to take it to Gleno.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
him and Mudgy, really.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I suppose Mudgy.
But Riley, he's in for a good shot here. He had good pace there with Nick in that at the back end of that race. Just made a couple of little whoopsies, but man, it's on. This one's on. Steve Melling, good result there, P6. He's going to have a good fight. We saw him battling with Aaron, didn't we?
Yeah, cracking effort. It could have nearly been P5 actually for Melling. He fought hard with and right there, to the line.
So that battle from 10th, Brad Robinson, Aaron Enright and Steve-O in 8th, there was only a good 7 points between those three guys. So I think Aaron just got one over Steve-O just at the end, didn't he? So those guys are super tight together for 8th and 9th in the championship. 1 point separates Aaron and Steve-O.
Yeah, right, and they'll probably jump Dave as well, who's on P7, so Dave's not here tonight, so those guys will also jump up another spot there too, won't they? So
Yep.
That's good to see from those boys. Still no word from the 21 car of Matt Mudgway. He is apparently still sitting in the dark waiting for the power to come back on, so we're not going to see him back tonight. We do send our condolences through to Tauranga.
Stole the kids' iPads and they're watching the stream, I hope.
Yes.
So nice work as we see the boys roll away for the final time in the ROC of 2023 for Asrnz. Mate, what a cracking series.
Yeah, it's been a great series, guys. It's been a pleasure to be here actually with you guys commentating on this as it's gone round, and it's been a little bit of a mix-up apart from Gleno sort of dominating out there. We have seen a bit of a variety throughout the field with the different sort of cars and tracks that we've sort of been running. So it's been good to watch. It's been good to commentate. I think John and I have both sat back and sort of thought, geez, it would be good to drive too. To be a part of this sort of mixed, same series. Well, it really does bring out the driver, doesn't it, when you're all the same machinery like that. So it's a great sort of measure of, man to man as such.
So it's got the juices sort of flowing again for you two boys, and you're going to be back in the seat for the season 2 in the GT3s, I see.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
so
right.
after the good folk at Asrnz relegated me back to the Pro-Am class due to age and reaction time, it does leave the gap open there for me and John Boy to go back and team up there in a mixed class team
How
as
convenient.
required.
How convenient.
Conveniently for the GT3 season that is up and coming. So, we look forward to that, mate. Absolutely.
Yeah, yep.
We enjoy doing a lot of these skin packs for all these cars and seeing all these different liveries on. So this time, a lot of these liveries are all just standard. So next time we see the cars all roll out on track, there'll be a lot more custom looking liveries.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The cars, and yeah, it's a lot of fun doing that stuff too.
Oh yes, and we love it in the comms box. Obviously, it's great to view on the stream. Nicely, freshly painted custom skins. Really good addition to the series. As we just see the boys starting to form up and wind their way around the final corner. Viewers, in the final round of the 2023 Asrnz ROC Series here at Valencia tonight in the Porsche Cup car. We're going to go green. We've got Riley Price on the front row instead of Gleno. Mitchie again, a filthy start. Riley really got his measure there. Gleno's right in behind. Oh, big brakes from Gleno. Nearly made contact. That's Nick McIndoe, and that is Steve Melling tucked in behind Nick McIndoe. Of all people, we've got Lucas Sarr, Kenny Simpson, Ford Martin, McIndoe and Burse tucked in behind Glenn Dewar. That is Sarr, I think, past Melling. Yes, it is. Vaughan Martin also past Kenny Simpson. So all happening. Some position changes at the top. Oh, Simpson still struggling. That looks like Brad Rob past Simpson as well. Oh, as Bear Grylls comes down, Simpson takes a backseat back. Yeah, Bear Grylls past Kenny Simpson and Brad Robinson. Big move from Bear Grylls. I thought it was going to be a bear attack there, but he's made it stick. My God.
How did he do that, David? I saw him flash the lights prior to that move, and it was almost like I'm coming
through, guys.
Look out.
Look out. Grit your teeth, baby. Coming in.
Yeah, great move by Bear there.
So Mitzi Campbell, Riley Price, all very close.
Kenny there, I almost thought was going to do the big lunge into the final turn, but he backed out of it there, and he's left himself vulnerable to Aaron coming down the front straight.
Super tight there.
He's got the run, isn't he? He's always dodgy on the inside, but are they going to make it through side by side?
Aaron up on two wheels on the Whipple Street. So we run down to the next one. Still side by side. Mike King wants to have a bit of a sniff at that. It looks like he wants to come in under with Aaron.
Yeah, I think he's going to.
He's got it. He's got it done.
Yeah, good move there by Mike King, able to follow through Aaron on Kenny.
Seeing a lot of passes done there, aren't they? They're getting it set up on that final turn.
Oh, Riley
sitting
Price.
side by side.
Sorry, guys, to interrupt there, but got to get up the pointy end here. These boys
It's
are
on.
at it.
It's on, and the blue, white, and magenta car of Riley Price there.
Yep.
Looking pretty.
He's got nothing to lose, has he, Riley Price? I mean, he's not
No.
in the. He was never in the championship, so he's just like, he's just making a statement.
He'll be one to watch next series too, actually, as we head into the GT3s too. It'll be interesting to see how Riley goes.
Oh, super clean racer. Super clean racer and fast. So,
yes,
yeah.
well, he is in the Pro-Am class there, which I will be keeping a very close eye on. So, and the way it works here at Asrnz is if you beat me, you go to Pro. So, he might want to keep that in the back of his mind if he goes and does too good.
The line in
series.
sand is
Yes.
Palmer. Mike King, Kenny Simpson.
What happens when the AMs beat you, Farmer?
If the amps beat me, mate, well then I go backwards to the amp class. That's what happens, bro.
That's the rule. That's the rule. So either way, you just keep going back.
That's right. There's certainly no advancement for me. Exactly.
No.
There's only one way to go.
Yeah, it's all downhill.
Yes.
So nice work. Burst under all sorts of pressure here. He's found himself in front of McIndoe. Now McIndoe knows he's podium position material. He will want to be in front of that car, that Burst car.
He will, and those two guys potentially going to be teammates too next season. So,
so wonder what the team orders are tonight then.
Yes, there won't want to be any sort of biff and barge between those two on track as this race unfolds. That's for sure.
I want to stick with that lead group, because sometimes when you just don't want them to break away either. So Jeff's doing a good job there, holding nice, clean lines, carrying that rolling speed.
Yeah, and definitely got McIndoe's measure by the looks of this, but we did mention it, well, I did mention it earlier in the telecast, that McIndoe's car not always the speediest right at the opening of the race, and it definitely comes back to him, and you can see that he comes on a few laps later, or even right towards the end of the race.
Towards mid-pack, yeah. And that's ideally, I think, how you want to set your car up, isn't it? You don't want it to be hot on lap one.
Yep.
If it is, it'll be a hell of a scene mid-race.
Yeah. Yep.
You do want your car to come on to be strong, sort of, mid towards the end. So if Nick's able to engineer that sort of setup, then.
Yep. He's just around Burst. Burst running a little bit wide there.
Tidy pass.
Very tidy pass.
Nice job there from Nick.
Replay of that one actually. McIndoe just keeping it clean. Jeffro just pushing that little bit. Gets a little bit wide on the exit of that left. In through the kink. And just as he just dips down into here, runs terribly wide. Through the right-hander, McIndoe scoops it up. Quick as a
While
flash.
that was happening, I'm not sure what's happened to Bear Grylls. We saw him do the flash of the lights bear attack move.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Way up in the mid-pack. And
now he's gone back.
So
yes.
Something's happened. The bear attack just hasn't paid off.
No.
Might have been that hot setup on lap one. Maybe coming through there. Not quite working for him.
Quite
after
possibly.
the event, yeah.
Quite possibly, as we just see Burst now under a little pressure from Lucas Sard. McIndoe's stepped away immediately now. It was a little bit of a mistake from Burst actually that let McIndoe pass, so I just wonder whether Burst...
Yeah, no, you're right, Dave. I was just saying, you see these guys. As we said, Lucas Sard just smoked right up there. At a turn two.
So easily done now. He will have to moderate his throttle for at least a lap to get that tyre back.
I might go and have a look on board and see what he's dealing with after that.
He could lose.
He put it in the wall too.
He just backed it into the wall. Doesn't look like there's any
Vaughan
damage.
Martin as well, mate, having a bit of a excursion there. Dropping back a few positions. He was up behind the car of Steve Melling there early on.
Yeah.
Too sure what he's done there. And he's just picking up on the replay there, Davo, as he's just gassed it up.
So yeah, plenty of action going on mid-pack here.
Richie Campbell out the front, fastest lap of the race, no surprise. The leader in the qualifying time he did. His pace, 1:33.7. That's close, that's pretty much identical to his qualifying lap that he set.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Super fast lap that he set in
That is pretty well.
there.
That is pretty well his qualifying time, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's amazing in race trim there. So
he's really gelling with that car, isn't he?
Yeah. And again, like he said, he looks super clean. He keeps the car really straight, which really does obviously look after the tyre in these things, doesn't it? Just to keep that thing nice and smooth. Riley also looking a little bit smoother, but still early days, guys. Know
Very
what
early.
happened mid-race. These guys got all sorts of...
The bear attack at the back in 15th, car 88, a drive-through. Now, how's he done that? He's probably picked up a couple of cuts, I imagine, for a drive-through to pop up.
So now he's popped in behind that Bobby Laycock-Phil turnabout, which has actually been going on for the last couple of laps already. So those guys at it again this race.
So on the totem pole, where you see the drivers' names and their respective colours, the colours that are red, they're your AM drivers. The colours in the grey, they're your Pro-Am drivers. And the white colours are your Pro drivers. So you can see that they're all pretty much staying where they should be. Riley Price, like you said, Farmer, a bit of an exception up there, doing a standout job. And this is, you know, how you see some of this progression through the ranks.
Oh, as he gets in it very sideways there. And so what we can tell is that the car of Brad Robinson there, Pro category, back with the AM drivers at the moment, so
Yeah.
not where he wants to be or should be in this race.
No. And I noticed that the safety car obviously goes into the Pro category as well. So it's
Yes, well, only Pro drivers get to drive the safety car, mate. That's, and we actually see Bear Grylls there with a drive-through.
yeah.
We've
On
talked
what
about.
are we on? Lap 6. Boom.
Yep, he hasn't served it though. Yeah, that happened about a lap ago.
Okay.
Still hasn't gone
he's
in
in
yet.
the pit there
No,
at
he's
the
not
moment.
gone in the
Maybe
pit
serving that, so...
Saw Vaughan really struggling again with his tyres. He was a little bit off track. Almost, yeah, Vaughan's really been struggling with this car, hasn't he?
Sorry, guys. Nearly into the back of Riley Price there. We might just get a replay on that. Go
Riley Price.
on board with Gleno here.
So this is up the front.
Head down towards the back section of the track here. Down into the final corner here. Watch as Glenn get very deep.
Oh, Gleno just checked up there, didn't he?
It looked like he took evasive action, didn't it? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little bit of a near miss there.
Starting to see Jesus kind of check out actually a little bit already in this race there. Possibly Gleno being held up a little bit by Riley. He needs to sort of do something if he's going to get through and give Mitchie any sort of chance. Contest there for the win, so
yeah, for sure. So yeah, look, well, it's no wonder Mitchie's stepping out a little bit with those boys at it like that. Nick McIndoe, as we
If that
saw.
carries on too long, yeah, Nick will be joining that party too.
For
That'll
sure.
excite that battle.
Yeah, so Nick back past Jeff Burst we saw earlier, so now he will be wanting to get involved in that as we see Dewar well wide, entering into that third to last corner, that little flip-flop that they come through there. Easily done, but really wanted to regain that little gap, and I suppose he lost there to Riley the lap previous. So yeah, it looks like he's already sort of regained that back, but how hard has he had to push to do that? And like we saw these guys half race really struggle with tyres, so it's right on him now though, just looking at that.
Yeah,
yeah,
a lot more track, didn't he?
right there, yeah.
For turn one there, gave him a decent run down into two.
Yeah, showing more intent though, like we were just mentioning about how he really needs to get past Riley if he wants to make any sort of gain on Mitch. Really starting to put the pressure on now. He's got to make it happen. Oh, it's just not going to happen.
Brad Robertson in the pits in the car 775.
Yeah, I'm just noticing that, John. Not sure what's happening there. He's actually just been in the pits for a while now. Doesn't look like a drive-through or a scheduled pit stop. It looks like he might have called it. As we just see Gleno getting side by side there.
Oh,
with
and again,
Riley.
oh, he's got him. Oh, a little bit of a hip and shoulder on the front of Riley's car. A little bit of a nick on the back corner there, but Riley offline. Glenn had put the pressure on. He had the over and the under and the under and the over, and it should have all come out there as they dip down into this final corner here. It's taken 2 laps for Gleno to force that pass. And he runs away. He's got Mitchie in his sights. Mitchie's a long way up now, guys.
Yeah, Mitchie already with nearly a 4-second gap there on Gleno, which is what he had in the first race. So that'll be hard. That'll be very hard for Glenn to pull that back. But it'll be interesting to see what sort of response Gleno does have now that he's got clear track in front of him. Does he need to push? The answer is actually no, he doesn't.
Well, he doesn't, but you know he wants to race. And I think Riley Price wants to race as well. He's not going to let that up. I can see this going on for the whole race.
Yeah, and it's often easier to follow, isn't it, than to lead. So, you know, we may actually see Riley stick with Glenn. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe, as I see Gleno pull a couple of car leads on him already. But, yeah.
There's a nice battle in the back, in the mid-pack there with Lucas Saar and Aaron Enright. These guys are nice and close together. Lucas, we saw him have a big moment. He's back on the pack, back of Aaron, and definitely looking racy. So that's gonna heat up too.
Oh, it's already hot as we speak. Lucas with plenty of form. We've seen him off track a couple of times tonight. Just little unforced errors, just getting onto the throttle a little bit too hard on the safety grass a couple of times, and
he does, and another sort of dark horse too in our field as well is Lucas. He can do really well. He really can, and then other times he just has an absolute shitter. So. Yeah, one to watch, Lucas.
And putting all sorts of pressure on Aaron as we speak. We saw Aaron really shine last week. Easily won the round, the first and the second in the rain and the murk. Just struggling a little bit here in the Porsche tonight. Vaughan Martin, Phil Turner. It's like... So that's Mike King, so that's Vaughan Martin just slipping past Mike King. We've got Glenn Dewar and Riley Price. Yes, Riley is holding on. I just wonder, I wonder how hard Glenn pushed to make that move on Riley, and you know just how much his tyres suffering from it now.
Yeah. Vicando's starting to range in on this too now.
So these guys aren't super tidy either. We can see them riding up on the whips again.
The Riley car there.
Yeah. So we know these guys are pushing. We're about half race pretty well right now.
Yeah.
We are, and I think you like to say the 10 car Nick might sort of come into its own.
For sure.
The second half of this race.
Yeah. I'm backing on that.
Now, Phil Turner in the background, like 76. His car's looking a bit beat up, and it looks like a fucking handful. He is just going around and doing doughies and carrying on. That car is just not working.
Struggling with that, and we just got to pick back up on the Aaron Enright Lucas Saar battle, because that hasn't gone away either. Lucas, we saw off, like I mentioned just a little bit earlier this race. But he's really just got that thing, got leveled ahead, got his focus back, and he's got his eyes on Aaron Enright at the moment. That is Steve Mellon.
Yeah.
Looks like a little bit slow in front there. Looked like he might have been recovering from something. So this boy's ranging up on him really quickly. I think Stephen might have had a little bit of an off there. It looks like he might be nursing the temps in the backs there as we speak. As these guys range up on him quickly, and these guys are in battle, so no big feat to catch up on Melling there. Something's happened there.
Yeah, it's clearly, I think you're right, Dave. I think Stevo's just had his own little unforced error, because he's kind of getting on with it now. But that's just going to excite that little battle pack, isn't it? That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Aaron, he's still got to keep an eye on his mirrors, though, doesn't he? As much as he wants to look forward to Stephen and just go, okay, I got that. He has got a very angry Lucas Sarr right behind him.
And there was only 1 point between Aaron and Stevo in the championship. 1 point to Milling, and as it stands, he's got an extra point on Aaron at this stage of the race.
Wow.
So these guys...
It's worth fighting for, isn't it?
Yeah. This is for, like you said, Dave Zero missing the round.
Yep.
This is actually for 6th and 7th over... Oh, and actually Lucas Sarr in 6th.
Yeah, I thought he comes in too.
Yeah, so he's got everything to play for as well.
So probably the tightest battle on the track at the moment now. Last race, it was Steve Melling, Aaron Enright and Vaughan Martin. This time, it's Lucas. Look at Lucas really showing some intent on Vaughan Martin. Does, in some parts of the track, look like he's got the Martin car at some measure. Yeah, definitely.
The Enright car, I think you mean.
Oh, sorry, the Enright car.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Lucas probably does have the measure there of the Enright car. Fastest lap of the race. Lucas Sarr is a good 6/10 quicker than the car in front of him. So if he can get past that car, he will pull away. But that's.
Yeah, just looking back on Stevo's last lap, he did a 1 minute 40. Well, good 5 seconds slower. So he had, whatever happened, it cost him 5 seconds. So that's why we saw him come back.
Yeah.
But Lucas's car looks great, doesn't it? He's running the Brazilian flag colours.
Is that
really,
what that is, mate?
Yep, really standing out and
super smooth. He gets underneath Enright there. Enright with a little tiny mistake, a little over brake.
Wow.
Gee, that looked too easy.
It didn't it? And we've seen that a lot, actually. We saw it, obviously, with Burtis and McIndoe earlier. Oh, and then Lucas nearly...
Lucas nearly just gave it straight back to him there with a big drift.
It's nearly exactly the same shit. Oh, my God. That shows you how hard these guys are working to make these cars as quick as they are. It looks easy back up here at the comms box. We can see a little bit of attitude in the cars, but look, little tiny mistakes, just nearly every lap from someone. So, yeah, definitely pushing. Let's have another quick look up the pointy end. Mitch Campbell.
He's well out in front now.
Isn't he? What?
He's good.
6.3 seconds. Yep.
Very good drive there from Mitchie up front.
Yes.
I think you almost got to feel that Gleno may have just conceded that. He just knows he's got to finish.
Well, yeah, quite possibly. Gleno's race is definitely not over. I don't think he's got plenty to think about in Riley Price. Riley Price, I don't think is the driver to stop pushing. We might see Riley Price on this podium yet.
Yeah, that'd be great.
McIndoe tucked in behind that. He's ebbed and flowed a little bit behind these two boys. He's actually back a little bit. The tide's out, let's say, for McIndoe a little bit. And Jeff Burst actually not too far behind McIndoe. Steve Melling sitting in 6th, as we were just talking about it.
Defro make a mistake in the background. He's actually spinning it up big time, and now here comes Melling.
Oh,
look
he's back. He's round.
Aaron.
So
they're gonna.
So Lucas, now he will lose another position. Surely he will have to get those tires. They'll be caught.
What happened to Jeff there?
Has Enright got a shot at this? Will he need another few more corners? So good spot there, John. Jeff Burse around. Well around, 360 at least, and gathers it up. Haven't we seen it a bit tonight? These guys just getting on the loud pedal a little bit too hard.
Yeah, and his car squirming on the final turn.
Aaron.
He's just not getting that able to get the power down. Yep. Aaron looking. We're seeing them look a lot, but get the job done down here at 2. McDowan. Corner.
You called it.
Burse opens the door, just says thank you. Have a look at that. Aaron around. Carried way too much pace into the corner. We'll get a replay of that. Like you said, John, they leave it through turn 1. They follow through turn 1. They get the run out of 1 into 2 as we watch the helicam here. Enright down the inside, but way too late. Jeffro just goes, mate, you can have that.
Yeah.
Just moves over.
Aaron just unable to stop that car enough to get it turned into 2 there, wasn't he? And it just pushed well wide through the exit of the turn.
And you can see all the marbles on the exit there, and as soon as they just get in that and
it's all over, isn't it?
Yes,
He
could have been there.
He was well deep too. He looked like he had the rears locked.
So Lucas Starr, after all that, bottled up behind Enright, and then Jeff Burse came back into the party. Now he's joined in.
He's got Melling in his sights now, so it's on. So
Lucas actually keeping his head down here and doing a really good job, and hitting his marks, not putting a foot wrong really. Vaughan Martin again in the background, his car just had a spin. We just seen that car disappear.
It's to the pits now, mate.
Yeah, Vaughan Martin.
What's happened to Vaughan?
And also the 76 of Phil Turner, really still struggling. The 2 cars, the 777 cars, Brad Robinson and Vaughan Martin, both sitting in the pits.
Clearly not enjoying the magnificent handling capabilities of the Porsche Cup car tonight, the boys.
It looks magnificent handling too, doesn't it?
True centrifuge truck.
Plenty of work to be done in cab.
Oh, yeah, mate, without a doubt. We've seen a fair bit of it tonight with these boys. Very squirrely. A lot of sideways action as we continue to see the boys just pedal these cars sideways more often than not. Burse again, very loose as he chases down Lucas Starr. After a little bit of a mistake. He's lucky to have had Aaron miss him there earlier in that a lap or so ago. So Jeff Burse doing really well, still in 7th position. He qualified way better than that. He's gone back a little bit. It's been a tough race. Steve Belling doing awesome. I think he qualified in 5th, did he? Steve, or was that, no, because Jeff qualified in bloody 4th or something, didn't he?
Yeah, Jeff was right up there at the start, so yeah, qualified Mickendo, I think, on the 2nd row.
And then I think it might have been Melling after that, so yeah, it's been an interesting night. Big mix-up, tough car, it's a tough gig. Valencia's definitely sorted these boys out. Valencia in a Porsche has definitely sorted these boys out tonight. As we continue This Jeff Burst, Lucas Saar, Stephen Mel battle. Let's get back up the front. It's Mitchy Campbell just about to run across the start-finish line.
Time's counting down now, isn't it? 6 minutes to go, so...
Dewar with Riley Price still in his mirrors, but got a little bit of breathing space. That is McIndoe behind him. And then back to where we were just viewing. This is the Melling, Lucas Saar, Jeff Burst battle as they run out on the start-finish straight with a little over 6 minutes to go. Aaron Enright, a little bit of a faux pas a couple of laps ago. Just put him well back with the gap into 8. That is Kenny Simpson actually just snuck up behind Mike King in 10th. Nice work, Mikey, in the top 10. Bobby Laycock in 11th. Awesome work from Bobby Laycock with Phil Turner in 12th. We've got a couple of cars in the pits. Bloody Board Martin, Brad Robinson. We lost Mudgy earlier. Bear Grylls is also in the pits. So nice work from Bobby, keeping his nose clean and out there, smashing it out in 11th position. Nice work.
Yep, the car at 34 of Glyn now. They're coming up onto the back of Bob. So, bit of lap traffic just up ahead.
Always just throwing that little bit extra in the mix, isn't it? Just something else. Just when you think you're in a rhythm, just got to deal with a couple of back markers, a couple of slower cars. See Lucas, some super smooth lines from Lucas in some parts of the track. Really make some gains on the Castrol car with Melling. But then Melling really shines some. Melling super deep there. Lucas nearly getting it loose again. Oh, we've seen him do it in race 1 right there in that corner.
But he managed to carry the momentum, didn't he?
He has.
Still got a good toe.
He actually got a gain on Melling because I think Melling's was a little bit more untidy. Both of them super wide. Wow. Couldn't get much wider than that. A little over 4 minutes to go. Melling wide again. Lucas looking for it. This is not over.
Yep, this one's gonna boil up, isn't it? And we always see it at the back end of the as the race winds down, they turn it on. This is where it's at. Jeff Burst will be looking for a bit of redemption. He lost spots to these guys. He'll be wanting those two back if those two tangle.
Oh, if at all possible, you know it.
Steve-O will drive that car straight as anyway. He won't give up that position easy.
No, he won't. And we've just had comments there from Bear Grylls on the stream there that he's called it quits and quote, "I hate the B-dub." So not a good night there from Bear. Some clear descriptive words there of how he feels about the car.
Made a sound of a bear too, with a grrr.
Grrr.
He did.
The bear.
Yeah, the grrr.
Nice one, Bear.
Yeah.
Awesome for you to tune back in.
Oh,
As we wind down. Nice work, mate.
Phil Turner still in the background, having an absolute shocker with his Porsche, but he's hanging in there. Bit of a lonely one for him, but he's doing a good job. Well done.
Yeah, well done for sticking it out. He's still circulating, unlike those other pussies in the pits from the 777 team.
Tell him what you really think, Mum.
Come on, guys. This is going down to the wire between Lucas Saar and Steve Melling. I tell you, I think Lucas has got Steve-O's measure. It's just a matter of time, but there's only 2 minutes to go.
There's only 2 minutes to go, so I think they've probably got this lap. And where's Mitch at the moment?
Mitchie extended that lead 10.5 seconds.
It's going to be another 2 laps. It's going to be another 2 laps.
Yep, will be.
It will be. Yes, that's right, Davo.
So Lucas has got a couple of laps and the rest of this one to go as they just drop down into the final corner here. Steve-O working really hard to keep that thing smooth. Lucas, we've seen him get on the gas early there. He always likes to pick up the throttle there early. It's been a little bit to his detriment in race one. But look at the gain he makes down the end here. Really super quick. These guys really wide out of there. They really know where the extremities of the track are. Down into two. Oh, Milling wide. He's got him. Has he?
He's got him. He's got him. Yeah.
Oh, Milling's trying to hold that. Oh, he did, didn't he? He's trying to keep it up, to keep that overlap, wasn't he?
Yep. And that has been the hot spot for passing, isn't it? Turn two. They've been setting them up.
Yeah.
Right out of the final turn and just trying to just look for that run.
Probably one of the best passing areas on the whole track. That little chase through one and then down into the heavy braking at two, and they've just been nailing it down there. There's some really good, awesome passes. Lucas in front. Nice work from Lucas to get that position. He's worked hard for it. We see Mitch Campbell across the line.
Yes, the final lap of the series, mate.
Final lap.
It's been a great drive from Mitch. He's done it again from flag to flag.
Super smooth.
Saw him on pole. He got a great start, and he's really pulled a commanding gap in this race.
Oh, hasn't he? And I just see Riley a little bit slipping and sliding behind Gleno now. He has definitely left his tyres behind on the track. He's got one more lap to go. That's Nick and McIndoe just looming in the background. I don't think he's any threat as long as he can keep it pointing in the right direction. But man, that car is loose.
Yeah, isn't it? You see it just lighting up just about on the exit of every corner.
Every corner at the moment. Really playing with that car. It's dancing around a lot. But yeah, looks like he'll take that down to the line. Lucas Steve Milling, that's not over yet. Who is that in the background? Jeff First.
Yep.
Woo. He's only got a few corners to go.
Mitch Campbell around the final corner. Way out in front.
Yeah, nice work from Mitch Campbell there.
Commanding win.
Glenn Dewar. Riley Price in third position.
Good on you, Riley. Great drive.
McIndoe in fourth, but we still have Lucas Steve Milling. Jeff Burst as they dip down into the final corner here. Look at this. Burst!
Exit stage right for Burst as it was throwing all at it into the final turn.
Luckily, Enright is well behind. There's no threat. Jeff Burst.
Yeah, gave it some dandle, didn't he?
Aaron Enright in eighth. Kenny Simpson right behind in ninth. Mike King running at the top. Bobby Laycock in 11th. Phil Turner in 12th. And then we have Vaughan Martin, Brad Robinson, and Bear Grylls in the pits. We lost Mudgee earlier, unfortunately. He still shows up on my timing board. But yeah, there we go. What a cracking race. And a cracking series, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! We've got celebratory burnouts all around by the looks of
aren't
it.
they?
All the boys. Nice work, guys. Give yourselves a pat on the back.
Thank you.
Awesome stuff.
Well done. Well done to all.
Yeah. Mitch Campbell clean swept that one, didn't he? He deserved that.
We sort of half expected it though, didn't we? You know, like...
We checked out really quick times too, but
Don't need to say anything. I mean, come on, guys. We were
yeah,
getting on the bandwagon weeks ago. We knew he had it in him.
So what are we saying? We're going down for another T-shirt.
We're
Are
going
we?
for more Mitchy merch, mate. That's the
Take
only way to
Biro
roll.
down with you, get that one signed as well. Yeah,
Yes.
look out, Mitchy.
Look out,
This
Mitchy.
man's got a cold as well, so.
Okay, come on. Let's welcome into the GoBro podium, third position. Well done, Riley Price, mate. Congratulations on a third place, buddy. Awesome drive.
Yeah, thank you.
Shot, bro.
Congratulations, Riley. Yeah,
Yeah.
looked hooked up. You drove really well.
Yeah, just just had to control that throttle a bit better this time around, and yeah, it was just quality to second, which helped us out a bit. Got ahead of Glenn for a bit, and yeah, could just battle for those guys up front, which is real good.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you had your Glenos measured there for a little while, but like you said, just that throttle control required in these things, no traction and control. Yeah, it's easy to have a little bit of a slip up here and there, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Every time I saw him make a mistake, I'd kind of have a mistake like not too far away, so it was kind of even itself out quite a bit.
Yeah, great battle throughout the night. We sort of half expected to be up here in the first race, mate. So good to see you make the podium for last round, last race. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good, eh? Just pretty stoked with the third place, and can't wait for the upcoming GT3 series.
Oh, good. Well, that was going to be my next question. So I'm
it was
awesome to hear that you're going to join in.
Yeah, it should be good, eh? Big calendar, so looking forward to jumping in the Macca for that one.
Oh, in the Macca?
So,
nice.
A little bit of a dark horse, Riley, and as a member of the Pro-Am class, you are obviously on my hit list, and we've seen you run some very good times and have some very good pace, and then you've also had some real shitters. So we do wish you all the best for the upcoming GT3 season. It'll be great to see you back on track, and if you do beat me, you are going to be promoted to Pro Class. So just so you know, cuz.
I got that noted.
words of wisdom. the farmer is the line in the sand. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, we thought the cuts might have been a bit of an issue here at this track. How was it for you over the course of the weekend?
Obviously, in that first one, I had 3 strikes. Had to really dial it back a bit at the end. But in this one, it was not too bad. I think I just got one, and that was just a bit of an accidental run out wide, and managed to keep it, pretty clean for the rest of it. So it wasn't too bad, but yeah.
Now, Farmer doesn't like talking about tyres, but what was your strategy when it comes to like qualifying a race with that small set of tyres? Because we don't get to talk to you much, Riley, so we'll have a chat now and get as much info out of you.
Yeah, pretty much every time I've raced, it's kind of been one set for quality and then one set for each race, and that's how I've been doing it, really.
So you use the same tyre for both quality sessions, is that right?
Yeah, well, considering it's just a one-lap shootout, like they don't really take much for beating, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we are going to mix it up again in the GT3 series and make it a little bit more tighter again with the tyre numbers, just to keep us all on our toes. So that will be interesting as we go forth. And obviously, we wish you well in the next series up and coming. And congratulations on your third place for tonight, mate. Well done.
Awesome. Cheers, boys. Have a good one.
Well done, Riley.
Yeah, well
Thanks,
done,
Riley.
mate.
Riley
Congratulations
Price
on your championship too. Yeah.
Yes, Riley Price, everyone. Top stuff. It's only a matter of time we're going to see that boy up here in the comps box. So well done for Riley. Last round, last race.
Awesome.
Who we got next? Oh, of course.
Well, let's welcome into the GoBro hotbox onto the second step on the podium. Welcome again, Glenn Jewell. Awesome drive, bud.
Cheers, guys. Yeah, no, that one was entertaining for the better part of it.
In what way, bro? Because it looked
Oh,
pretty boring.
No, just Riley in front of me, and
Yes.
try and work out that situation for a bit, and then yeah, just did a bit of an over under on him, and then nearly threw it all away, and yeah, just
You look like you worked hard for that pass. It looked like there was a couple of laps involved to get that done, to be honest.
it might have been more than a couple, but yeah, no, he was holding his own, but I think he must have succumbed to the track cut pressure because I just seen in the high risk areas he wasn't going as fast, so I thought I'll capitalise on
Yep.
that because
Well, he only got one in that second race. He had three in the
Okay.
first race, and he was just saying he only got one, so he
Mm.
was a lot better off. So,
Okay.
yep. But his car did look really raggy at the end. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but no, well done to Mitchie though. He had a clean set of heels tonight.
Didn't he? What?
Yeah, he was certainly quick, wasn't he, tonight?
And you think without Riley, you would have had any measure for Mitchie anyway? Do you think he just had the pace on you anyway with that, with clean air for yourself?
I don't know. I'd have to look at the numbers. Not sure really,
Yeah.
to be honest. I did drop into the 33s. I think that race.
We
but
saw
I
that.
don't know what Mitchie was doing, but maybe not. I think even if you can go with them, it's just
Mitchie ran a 33.7.
okay.
So he
Yeah,
was like
no, I don't think
matching
I could
some
have
of
gone
his
with it.
qualifying times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
He
he
was
can
like-
he can have that fucking ringer in the track. Yeah.
Yeah, well, she looked like she was on the ragged edge there sometimes. Didn't matter whether it was you boys up the front or mid pack or even way down the back, mate. All the boys looked like they were struggling towards the end, and they were definitely a handful to drive. It must have been some good fun.
Yeah, no, it was definitely entertaining. The whole season's been great, so enjoyed it. Mitchie did all he could do in the last one by going back-to-back wins, so well done to him. I think he probably sealed second, and I'm not sure whether Luke sealed third, but
yeah, it's
Yeah,
looking
definitely.
that way.
Yep.
It was all going up after the first race was done. So yeah, we can pretty much comfortably say congratulations. You've retained the back-to-back in the
Yes.
ROC, and you've had a super consistent season up the pointy end for sure, and well deserved, mate.
Yes, release the doves.
hang the wheel up. Where's the mic?
Yes, we will see you back in the comms box, I think, for the up-and-coming GT3 season, mate. You've
Oh,
done
yes,
it for
definitely.
the comms team yet again this year. It was an awesome series from you, bro, to be honest, mate. Right from the start, you won 7 in a row.
Yep.
And then really never looked back from there. So
it was really enjoyable. I think do bit of a fan of, I guess, the smaller tyre and the not so much aids as far as tuning and all the aero stuff. I'd probably get my ass handed to me in a GT3, but it's all right. We'll go out there and watch it and talk about it. And but yeah, enjoyed it. Well put together series from everyone behind the scenes, including you boys. With the obviously with the streams and the running of stuff. Thank you, John Boy. Server side. Thank you, Race Control. You guys know who you are. Appreciate all the hours you guys put in. Yeah.
those bastards, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I didn't feature in front of them this year, so they're a pack of good bastards. Yeah, they left me right alone.
For a change.
Yeah.
Well, bro, when you send through the merch, Race Control will leave you alone, right? So,
yeah.
Awesome stuff, Gleno. Look forward to having you in the comms box for the the GT3 season 2.
Yeah.
So
yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, and well done, mate.
Well
Cheers,
done.
guys.
Congratulations,
Cheers.
bro.
Yep. Cheers,
Awesome
guys.
drive,
Appreciate
well
it.
deserved.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good stuff,
Thanks, mate.
Well done.
Boys.
Checks in the mail. See ya.
Check is in the mail, and that only leaves us to bring down our first place getter of the night. Welcome to the GoBro Hotbox top step of the podium, Mitchie, yet again. Well done, bro. Awesome drive.
Thanks, mate. I told you it was for you, so there you go.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Thanks, mate. Because you made me look good. You made me look good.
Don't entertain him, Mitch. We will never hear this.
I tell you, these guys don't know how to spot talent, mate. I tell you, they've fucking...
Yeah, looking right at it.
Yeah, exactly. And I always knew you had it in you. You've come back to racing after a bit of a sabbatical away from the club. We've heard you've got some new gear, some good gear, and I always sort of knew that you had good pace from back in the day, and it was only a matter of time before we saw it again. And it's certainly starting to shine through, bro, towards the end of that series. This was good to
Yeah,
see.
yeah, just cleaned up my act and just a little bit of practice out throughout the week, and some hot tips from Glenn and a couple other boys, and no, it really came together towards the end, and like I was saying before, I just felt really comfortable in this car. It's just something about it. It's just I can just jump in and punch out fast times pretty easily. I mean, you can't do a lot to them, but it's a car I just really gel with, I guess, and I guess it showed just a couple of race wins tonight, so I'll happily take it.
Well,
Yeah,
I
well,
think
you
I
had-
think I think a lot of people would argue the different because they do not like these things, but some people really deal with the Porsche.
Oh mate, I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
no,
It's a driver's car. Like
yeah,
it's really rewarding.
yeah. No, look, big fan myself, mate, and you definitely shone tonight. JB, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say you featured really well. Congratulations. You deserved, your second in the championship there. You took it to Glenn. If it wasn't you, it was Mudgee. So yeah, no, well done, mate.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
those 2 wins at the end there just probably sealed it off for you, and you can walk away with being pretty proud of that drive.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Not a bad way to round out the championship for sure.
yeah, awesome, bro. And can I just say that thank you for not going on about tyres, because we've just heard you say that they were mint. You didn't care about them, and the car was great. So that's what we like to hear.
Mate, same story. Did a little one click on the right rear. That was it, and off we go.
Yeah, a little demon tweak on the grid again, was it? That worked for you?
On it, I did a really quick tune up. I did some reading this afternoon about the tires or whatever, and I literally just clicked it up one on the right rear, and that was it. And I was able to keep it in the window the whole race.
There
The
you
key to
go.
this one was just not sliding the car.
There
Once
you
you did
go.
that, it was kind of game over. But yeah, kept it in the window.
It sounds
Yeah.
simple when you say it like that, but
It is simple, guys. It actually is simple. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not an
Hook them up
expert
at the
by any
start
means.
and don't look at the gauges while you're
But I think
driving.
it worked in my favor
Yeah.
that you can't actually do shit to this car, so I'll
Yeah.
take it.
yeah.
Nice.
Nice work, Mitch. Yeah, it's been a pleasure to watch you race
thanks,
and take it to Gleno, like Farmer mentioned. So yeah, nice stuff. Good work tonight, mate. Too. So
Thanks, boys. It's been a blast, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
so yes, looking forward to seeing you in the GT3 series. What do you got the car choice yet?
No, I don't. It's I don't know. I'll probably just wing it. I think the BMW I quite like. It's nice to drive. You don't have to work too hard to extract some pace out of it. So
Yep.
I might opt for that. Seems like a bit of a McLaren Ferrari fest at the minute. So I
It
kind of want
does.
to break away from that and branch out and be a little bit different. So I think the Beamer's looking likely at the moment.
Okay, heard it here
Okay,
first,
you heard it here
viewers.
first, folks. I wouldn't have wanted to give away all my cards too early on there, Mitchie, but
Oh, that's all right.
you've thrown it out there. You've laid down the gauntlet.
Awesome stuff, Mitch. Look forward to talking to you in the
Cheers,
GT3
boys.
season in the comms box, mate. So yeah, good
Keep
luck with
the
everything,
merch
mate.
coming, bro. Make sure you keep the merch flowing in.
I'll
We
get
can't
something
get enough
in the
of
off
the
season.
Mitchie merch.
Yeah,
You got a new stalker now. He's
definitely.
Be careful how you share your number, because
It'll be you.
he'll be the
Customer
guy
number Wayne, Express
looking
Post.
through the
Yeah, mate. Don't
window.
worry. Got you covered.
Awesome
Shot,
stuff.
bro.
Awesome
Thanks,
stuff.
Cheers
Mitchie.
for your efforts, boys. Thanks for the stream and all that. It's been wicked to go back and watch all that. So awesome. Thanks for your efforts.
Okay, appreciate it.
Thanks,
Appreciate
mate.
it. Thanks,
Cheers,
Mitch Campbell, ladies and gentlemen. Hashtag Mitchie Merch, hashtag Mitchie Train.
And just a congratulations to Nick McIndoe. I know he's featured on the podium a few times.
He has.
Yeah, but overall, he took out third in the championship
He did. He
for
did.
the ROC. So
And we would
yeah,
have him down here, but he's
yeah.
already left.
He's gone.
He's
He
yeah,
has gone
left
for the
the
night.
channel. So yeah, well done to Nick McIndoe. Yes, John boy, awesome stuff, mate. You guys have been awesome to have around for the ROC. I'm gonna miss you guys.
Yeah, I think we're going to miss this too, Davo. After a great series, we've had a lot of fun here. I think there's been a lot of laughs over the series. I think we had ourselves in tears of laughter there, maybe last week or the week before or whatnot. But it has been a pleasure, Davo. Thank you for your efforts, and also John Boy. It's been great to work beside both of you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, likewise, mate. We love it. We do it because we love it. We do it for the community, and it was cool to try a few more different things out there with the safety car and mix things up. So yeah, it's great to hear all the feedback that's coming through the chitter chatters, and yeah, we love doing it. We love racing, and it's been a pleasure being in here again with you and you too, Davo. Yeah, we'll be back.
We will be back. We will be back. Watch this space. It'll be a Galeno in the comms box for the GT3 season 2 for the rest of 2023. But no doubt we will see you guys back some stage throughout 2024. It has been awesome. Asrnz's Racer Champions, won by Glenn Dewar again this year for the comms team, he reckons. I think he does a little bit for himself. But yeah, look, it's been a pleasure, guys. Yeah, hope everyone joins us again soon for the 2023 GT3's Season 2 soon. We're going to call it a night. Farmer and John Boy signing out. Last time. See you
Good night.
guys.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you. Now I just got to click the right button. Which button do I click now? I think it's this one.